You know what? This year is going to be your year. That is the song that we are all singing. And of course, in studio, we have somebody who's doing a lot of things. And I want to find out how she's been able to achieve all these things. Before that, let's know where you are listening to us from.
Pale Facebook kuna journalist WKR anasema Bamba Mariango Kambe Mwakwala Nzovuni Paziani Chapungu Kabelengani Mitangani Mnagoni Midoina tupo ndani ya 91.7 91.5 Swahili Pot FM. Kochezu Naipa anasema Changamwe well represented. Oscar Mzungu Shariani Timboni Kilifi County pamoja. JJ Ozengo Mariakani Mkilo Massive na wakilisha timu pamoja kama Ndizi. Ayub Mauga anasema Sabalheri wadau Bunda kwetu
Sabalheri
Bunda kwetu kwema anawapata fresh. Jerusha Kembenya anasema from Imara niko ndani. Good morning.
Hi Jerusha, how are you doing?
Kauma Bey anasema good morning Malindi Gongoni niko ndani na wakilisha chama kubwa timu pamoja kama Ndizi. Daudi Daniel anasema tuned in.
Thank you so much. Represent your hood. Tunataka kujua uko wapi na unatusikiza ukiwa wapi. In studio right now we do have Jenifer Waridi. She's of course popularly known as Waridi Kenya. Waridi Kenya. Okay. Jenifer Waridi, widely known as Waridi Kenya. She is a Kenyan philanthropist, media personality, and youth advocate dedicated to empowering young people across Africa. She serves as the president of the Kenya Youth Organization and is the founder of the Waridi Foundation, both of which focus on youth empowerment, gender equality, environmental sustainability, and health advocacy. Waridi, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good to have you here.
Thank you so much. I appreciate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome. What? Because I'm looking at your bio and it says a lot of you work with the youth.
Yes.
And then there's you're focusing on empowerment of the youth, gender equality, environmental sustainability, and health advocacy. What did you see that made you feel like you need to get involved in the empowerment of the young person?
Thank you so much. First of all, as a young person, I come from Lamu. Yeah. And when growing up, I didn't have the blueprints on who to emulate or how to get there. And so I traced my way at the jungle. Yeah. And so I felt there was need for, and there was a space and a gap for a young person to be there to hold the rest or the fellow, because we know how it feels when your hands are not held. And so nikasema nitajituma.
What was missing?
The gap there was now the transition, like now I want to get into this career. How do I get there? I have this talent. How do I get there? So I've been doing a lot of youth development and mentorship towards that through my organization.
Okay, before we get to the organization, you as Waridi, when you're saying you grew up in Lamu and you're in this space and you feel like the youth are not well represented, what was happening in Lamu that you felt like we need representation?
Well, I'm multi-talented.
Okay.
And I remember in 2007, I went to the studio, I recorded my 7 songs. And from there, I didn't know how to do it, how to get there. Even getting a producer was an issue. So having a talent and feeling like it is wasted in Lamu, I felt like I needed to do something. Immediately, actually, I went to the media school and learned, and they said, well, I'm going to be to fill this gap and to help my fellow young people to get into that staircase.
Yeah.
So I felt like that gap of being mental, that gap of being held specifically, that is what I felt like it missed. Yes.
So what are you doing right now that you felt like that was missing? How are you going back, or rather how did you go back to Lamu and also offer the same not service, but offer the same mentorship that you so needed at that time?
Currently, I run an organization. It's called Waridi Foundation. Okay. Waridi Foundation, we really are helping the young people, identifying and nurturing talents in Lamu. And also we have several initiatives. We have an initiative called PADMI, where we donate reusable sanitary towels to girls to make sure that they remain in school. And also we have Penda Cheza. That is an initiative initiative where we organize rugby tournament, and we help the young people who are talented in rugby or beach, the soccer. We give them a platform. We organize and we sponsor those, sport related, but mostly along the beach. So we support in that, and regularly during holidays, we also organize talent events, and we give platforms to both talent, both upcoming and those already there. And also we are doing a lot of mentorship, not just in Lamu, but also in the entire of the coastal region. 1 month ago, we held one Watamu Beach Rugby that was in Kilifi, and we organized it, and all the six counties in the coastal region participated. So I feel like not just even in Lamu, the entire of the coast region, there is a big gap, given those platforms are not there, they're not present. If they are present, the main people are not right there, at the grassroots level. So that's what we offer at the Waridi Foundation as we are advancing the Sustainable Development Goals in Kenya.
Okay. You took part, you represented Lamu in Miss Tourism, and you say that this, first of all, how did that how did that impact your life? Or rather, how did that change things later on?
Participating for Miss Tourism, that was in 2016.
Yeah.
I can say it was a pivotal, it was something that really took me to the next level, because initially I was the one who was organizing this event, the fashion event, the modeling event, the concerts in Lamu, because we started way back. And when I was organizing, people are not confident enough to show up. And so after a long time, after a lot of attempts, I decided to say, I'm going it myself. I'll do it myself and set a piece. And so in 2016, there was a call out for, people to represent their counties and all that. And I showed up and I set a pace. I went to the national level. We contested over 47 ladies in the entire of the country in Vihiga, and I won an award, Miss Tourism Most Talented, because during the incubation time and the boot camp, there's always you showcase your talent and all that. So I merged the most talented in the entire of the country, and I came back with a victory, and I said, well, I'm going also to use this to help all the girls that really want or would wish to get into this, and many more, given the creative economy, I would hold their hand. And so that's what we are doing, and right at the moment we're working closely with the Ministry of Youth Affairs and the creative economy, together with the special programs, the Office of the President.
Okay.
Yes.
Waridi.
Yes.
Nafikiri hayo mashindano ya mwaka 2016
ndio
yakifanyika ni kama ambaye nilikuwa nayaona.
Ndio.
Ukianza ni kama ambaye nakuona hivi. Because umepita hapa kwenye kiganja cha mkono wa kuume. So I can attest. Lakini kuna yule kijana ambaye kwamba anakusikiliza hivi sasa. Kuanzia pale ulipoanzia mpaka sasa, sijui ni rais wa Kenya Youth Organization. Lakini pia una shirika lako. Lakini pia wewe ni CEO wa kwetu
in Africa.
In Africa. Ni mbinu gani ambazo kwamba umetumia mpaka kufika hapa ambapo kwamba umefika? Kuna wale ambao kwamba wanakufahamu, wanajua barabara yako. Lakini kuna wale ambao kwamba anakusikiliza hivi sasa na anakutizama. Nataka kujua ni mikakati gani iliwekwa mpaka ukafika hapa ambapo kwamba umefika. Umekaa katikati ya watu watatu wanakuzungumzisha.
Asante sana Barisa. Mimi naweza sema kwamba vile nimefika mahali nipo kwa sasa hivi hajakuwa rahisi. Na sisi wengine ni wale tumezaliwa vijijini, kule ndani kabisa, ndani ya Lamu, kule vijijini kabisa. Unakuta ya kwamba pale nilipozaliwa, nilivyosema awali, hakuna mtu aliyeweza kunishika mkono. Kwa hivyo naweza sema kwanza kabisa ni Mungu. Kumjua Mungu na kumtegemea yeye. Na pili, bidii. na kujua na kuwa na mwelekeo na malengo ya kwamba mimi naazimia kufikia mahali fulani, na ukishaazimia unasema ni lazima utafika pale. So nimekuwa na azimio na lengo na bidii.
Hakuna kujuana.
Hapana, hamna. Hii ni ile ya ukweli ya kusema ni God.
Working closely with the Youth Affairs Department.
Yes.
Working closely with the office of the president.
Yes.
Hapo bado wasema
wacha nikuambie,
hakuna kujuana.
Hapa hakuna kujuana.
Ni bidii. Kuna mahali
kujituma.
Umesema multi talented.
Underline kujituma.
Ndio.
Kujituma sana, kubisha milango ambao unaona imefungwa, hata kama imefungwa na ile kufuli kubwa kabisa, unabisha unafungua, na ikikataa kabisa unapitia kwa dirisha,
ama uivunje uingie. Muhimu ni ufike,
bora tu ufike.
Umetaja multi talent hapa na ukataja muziki.
Ndio
uliingia studio.
Ndio
mwaka
2017.
2017 nilikuwa nimesikia 2007. Niulize nani aliyokushika mkono hapo, maana ulikuwa bado uko shule.
Mwaka 2017. Hapana, 17.
Umesema
ukiingia studio, I think hapo ndo maana nataka.
Nikiingia studio ilikuwa mwaka 2007.
Swali langu lilikuwa hapo.
Class 8, yeah? 2008.
And you recorded?
Nilirecord 2, baadaye nikaenda high school. So nilikuwa form 3 tena nikarudi nikarecord. Kuna producer fulani hapo anaitwa producer Kikap, sijui kama atakuwa ananisikiza sasa hivi. Aliweza kunisaidia sana kwa maana nilijitambua na nilipiga muziki pale, hata nikaimba na Kifaransa.
Okay.
Sasa ngoma ziko wapi?
Tukiwa hapo
hizo ngoma wakati wa mnajua kulikuwa na hii inaitwa Peketoni hii Al-Shabaab happen.
Alright, okay. Yeah.
Ile jumba ilichomeka including hizo computer. Na zile zilikuwa ni kama bado ziko kwa project. Ni ile nadhani kuna 2 ama 3 zilikuwa zimeachiliwa. Kuna moja tulipiga collab na msanii mkali sana pale kutoka na River, anaitwa producer anaitwaje? Wimbo ulikuwa unaitwa Dushelele. Ninafurahia maisha ndani ya Yesu. Ilikuwa gospel actually.
Uko vizuri. Kwa hiyo uliingia studio ukiwa class 8 umesema?
Niliingia class 8, sikuwa vizuri. So after nikiwa form 2 nikaingia ile nikaanza kufanya French. Nimesomea kwa girls. Kwale.
Sasa nataka sasa yule ambaye anakusikiliza pale aelewe, hii studio ulienda ukafanya ilikuwa ni bure ama kwa sababu?
Ilikuwa bure bwana, sikulipa. Sikuwa na hela.
Okay. Sikulipa. Lakini sasa talent ukaiachia huko, ukafanya mambo mengi.
Nikaiachia huko kwa maana singekuwa msanii na tena nisaidie wasanii kujijua na kufika mahali ambao wanataka kama kuwa manage, singeweza. Okay. Kwa ilibidi naacha moja.
So kuingia generally katika kuhakikisha na support ilikuwa ni ile umeona kwamba kupenya inakuwa ngumu.
Unajua wakati wote ukitaka kusaidia kitu ama ukiwa ni lazima mwanzo uingie pale, ujue shida ya pale ni gani. Ni wapi, iko vipi? Producer akipatiwa ama presenter akipatiwa barista acheze muziki, yuacheza ama yuatupa ile CD.
Chochote kwanza.
Anasema nitumie email 3 piece. 3 piece unatumiwa na huchezi muziki. So ni lazima ningeliingia pale ni mwenyewe kama msanii. Tena baada ya hapo bado nilikuwa nataka kuingia katika tajriba ya utangazaji. Kwa hivyo baadaye nikaingia, nikaweza kucheza zile nyimbo zao, nikaweza kujua pena mashida zenye ziko hapo. Mpaka at the age of 28 nimeweza kwenda retire ya journalism. Sasa mimi ni retired.
Okay. Retired journalist at 28.
Yes. At 28 years.
Okay. And now you are what?
I'm a CEO. I'm running my own business and company.
Mungu ni mwema.
Nashukuru Mungu.
We're speaking to Jenifer Waridi. You know what, Jenifer? I like your story.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you know what? There's a journey. You started from somewhere, and through tourism now, you also ended up becoming the CEO of Kwetu in Africa, which is something I want to talk about and find out how you got into that, and also your work in the tourism sector. 27 minutes past 9, you are on the Breakfast Club. Good morning. We do have Jenifer Waridi. She is popularly known as Waridi Kenya, and she's a Kenyan philanthropist, media personality, and youth advocate dedicated to empowering young people across Africa. So how did we end up becoming the CEO in Kwetu in?
I'm so much in love with the tourism.
Yeah.
And so having contested in 2016 as Miss Tourism Lamu, representing Lamu, I felt like also I needed to do something more besides some initiative. And to help sustain these initiatives through Waridi Foundation, that's when Kwetu in Africa was born as a company. So I'm the founder and the CEO. So we're running most coastal tours and travel, accommodation, but we are doing it differently. Such as when you book with us for 3 days in Lamu, one day tunakusuggestia, tunakwambia hii siku moja, please, can we take you to Manda? You go and sit, or you spend a day na Wagiriama pale, ama tukupeleke Faza, uende ukalan Kiamu kule Faza. So tunakusuggestia like one day you go for a homestay. By so doing, our guests get to learn, they learn the culture of the place, get to know the people, how they live. So we are trying to do sustainable tourism, utalii endelevu.
I like
katika
that.
mkoa wa Pwani wa Kenya na pia Tanzania. We are doing a lot for Zanzibar and Dar es Salaam na pia kidogo Pemba pia.
Okay, I keep on hearing we. Do you have partners in this, or you decided that, you know what, I'm going to start this organization and I'm just going to go solo?
For the company, yes, I have a partner, and also we're doing a lot of partnership also with people, personnel, with Airbnbs and also hoteliers. We are doing a lot of partnership with them, and we already on board some. And also for Waridi Foundation, we have members, and we're doing it. It's us. It's no longer Waridi because we want to do more impact.
Yeah.
Yes.
How does one end up studying tours and travel? And then this, I want to know in terms of the challenges that you're actually experiencing in running this, in running the tours and travel organization.
It's not an organization, it's
Company,
a company.
yes.
Yeah, so the normal way of registering a company, and challenges are there because of the influx. Sometimes you have a lot of bookings, people are coming in, a lot of referrals, and sometimes there is none. So sometimes it's so dry, like until those peak moments, probably holiday times, April, August, and December. So the challenges is that sometimes there's no consistency of visitors, and we really capitalize on local tourism. So we do more of we are sustained by referrals and social media, and we haven't capitalized more on international guests most of the time. But local at the moment because we are African and Africa is our business.
Okay.
Yes.
So you started off, you got into Miss Tourism, right?
Yes.
And then you ended up, you came up with Waridi Foundation.
Yeah.
And then from Waridi Foundation, we're seeing now Kwetu In, which is a tours and travel company.
Yes.
Now I'm seeing you expand, right? And there's a beautiful speed. So I want to know, after how long did you feel like, okay, fine, I have Waridi Foundation, let's build it, and then after building it, you felt like now we need to expand. How long did it take you to build Waridi Foundation before now saying let's expand and have a tours and travel company?
I was running Waridi Foundation as solo. It's just something. I'm a philanthropist, so I just wanted, how can I give back to the community? So I will do my work, and then I will do some saving, which I still do to date.
Yeah.
if after that I would go donate something, more probably pads. And so I felt like when we graduated, I felt like it needed to be sustainable. My donation need to be sustainable. How I'm visiting, a lot of school reached out, even outside Lamu. And so I felt like, how am I going to do this? Well, sometimes my friends come through and support, but I was like, it need to be sustainable enough.
Yeah.
So for sustainability, that's when tulienda into a company, where an enterprise where at least I can be able to do business, and not just this 10% to give back as CSR, but also my love for giving out. Probably I would get better savings there. And so that's when I decided to have the equity in Africa. And but also this was we reached here as well because I moved from the disposable part to reusable. So reusable, they're a bit expensive. One packet goes for 1,000 bob, and like the one packet of disposable, which is 50 or 100 bob. So I felt like that was way too much. So if we don't get donors who are buying the pads for me to donate, then it is quite expensive, 1,000 bob per packet, though it lasts for 5 years, one packet. So I felt like I needed it to be sustainable, and also I needed it more frequently, to do it more frequently, because even the coastal region of Tanzania reached out. Last year we went there and donated the pads as well. So what we do, as we do sustainable tourism, we also do the sustainable distribution of the pads, and we do menstrual health and hygiene advocacy and awareness along the coastal region. Reason being, of course, we have the sea. We are against the sea plastics, so we sensitize our community along that, and we give them the pads.
Yeah.
Yes.
What would you say for the period that you've been distributing sanitaries? What would you say, if you were to look at our country, that we can get to a space where a girl is not missing sanitaries?
Exactly.
How can we get there?
We can only get I have the solution. Waridi Foundation have the solution.
What's the
of which
solution?
I'm really advising the government. And probably I hope to hear maybe an appointment of President's advisory are there, because what I feel like how we can be able to get there is embracing the reusable sanitary towels. Because the reusable sanitary towels, first of all, they are eco-friendly. Tunasema kuhusu upanzi wa miti, tunasema kuhusu 15 billion trees. But if at all we continue using the disposable pads, we continue polluting our environment. The disposable pad take over 500 years to decompose. What are we doing to the environment? So as an environmentalist, one way that we can be able to make sure that every girl remain in school and never miss a class is embracing reusable sanitary towels. Because, for example, the government does a good job of giving the pads probably after 3 months. But after 3 months, you can imagine how many schools they get to distribute these pads. At the end of the day, when these pads get to let's say they are throwing at the pit latrine, sometimes in a jar, the only thing ni kuja. Kama ni ile ya kuflash in a block. Na kama ni if you go to a high school, girls school, utakuta pads all over the environment. Because they are plastic, haziwezi decompose, mnazichoma, mnaharibu mazingira, you pollute the environment more. So what we can be able to do is embracing reusable sanitary towels. They are eco-friendly. They will be able to last for 3 to 5 years. Besides, they are locally made. Even as the finance bill come, I hear that kuna hizo taxes zimeongezewa za hizi disposable. Please, my people, let's embrace reusable sanitary towels, because even when you're using, personally I use them, wakati unatumia, they are very, very comfortable. Because it's made of cotton. Haikukwaruzi, iko sawa, and you use it at a comfortable place.
Did you just say, correct me if I'm wrong on this, did you say it's the reusable one is expensive? Yeah,
they're expensive. One packet is 1,000 bob. Of course, I get to be donating or buy them in Nairobi. But
so how sustainable would that be?
Sustainability is if the government embrace it and start donating. Let's say I'm a donatia high school, I'm a primary school, junior. It means that in another 4 years. 4 years atakuwa imaliza. And it is eco-friendly, cost-effective. It's very cost-effective. Because if you can be able to count ile 100 bob, 100 bob per month. It's more expensive than here 1,000 bob, if the government can be able to utilize or embrace that. So what we are doing as Waridi Foundation, we are at a point where we are partnering. We have several partners, including GK Foundation. We are going to set up a factory where we are going to be distributing those parts from Kenya.
Yes. Okay. Yes. I like what you're doing. And so now let's move from Kwetu in and go to now the Kenya Youth Organization.
Yes.
What is that about?
Kenya Youth Organization, it's a national youth-led organization. It is a non-governmental organization. We are advocating for good governance and good leadership in Kenya, and requesting and also going for youth inclusions in all the decision-making tables.
Yeah.
And we are, a structure runs from the national level to the ward level, such as the president of the organization, I sit with executives at the national and also at the county level. I have the youth governors at the county level, and at the sub-county we have the manager and the ward manager at the ward level.
Yeah.
Yes. So we did our election 2 years ago, and at 11,620 young people in the country.
Okay, and what impact would you say the Kenya Youth Organization has had? Since you've said you're advocating for good governance, what impact have you had?
So far, at the we have few leaders at the county level who already right now have positions at the county government as CCs, and also I can be able to say our voices come from the grassroots to the national. So we are trying to shape, including pushing for the elections that are coming up for the NYC. Being the government corporate. They are doing election very soon, and we hope that the voices of these young people are going to be heard even through that platform. So we hope the elections are going to be done very soon, as communicated earlier by the PS.
As the president of the Kenya Youth Organization,
yes.
If you look at the temperature, or what our country is, where our country is heading to right now, as a young person, what do you think?
Where we are right now, it's not a good juncture. It's not a good place. But again, we've come a long way since June last year till now. We've had a lot of reforms. We've had a lot of good changes. And in terms of accountability, I think right now even the government is more cautious on what they're doing, because young people are awake and aware. And I think we've come a long way, and we're heading somewhere. And I believe that where we are right now, even the coming election 2027, we are going to have 50% of the people at the ballot being the young people. 50%. Yeah, because from my organization, over 200 young people are going to be vying. Some at the gubernatorial position, some at the senatorial, and to the ward level. So I believe that the voices of the young people have been seen. We hope that it's going to be heard.
Okay.
Waridi, mimi nitakurudisha pale kwa tourism.
Ndio.
Alafu tutakuja hapo kwa siasa kidogo, hususan hapo kwa ajira.
Ndio.
Manake waziri yuko Kilifi, yuko hususan Malindi.
Ndio.
Kwenye swala la utalii ambao unasema ni utalii endelevu, na unataka kushika bara zima la Afrika, lakini nikiangalia umetokea Lamu.
Ndio.
Lakini Zanzibar haina tofauti na Lamu, lakini Pemba haina tofauti na Lamu, lakini Dar es Salaam haina tofauti kubwa na Lamu, ama na Kilifi, to be precise, Malindi. Dar es Salaam, that is. Kwa nini?
Kwanza kabisa, Barisa, mimi napenda bahari sana. Mimi tayari ni captain wa hizi mwendeshaji sana.
Wewe.
Hata ukibuku na kwetu in Africa.
Nilikataa, huwezi nibeba.
Siwezi kuangusha.
Okay.
Mimi ni captain.
Yes.
Mimi napenda sana swala nzima la bahari na kuangalia na kuzingatia mazingira. I'm an environmentalist and so much in love with the beach. So mimi ukiniacha Lamu ama Mombasa mimi nitaishi hapo. Okay. Napenda bahari. Kwa hivyo kama unapenda kitu ni lazima utakilinda, ni lazima utakitunza na ni lazima utakiangalia kwa makini na utakipatia priority. So ndio maana mimi nilianza pale nyumbani, kiwa Lamu ni nyumbani, kaanza pale nyumbani kuiangalia bahari yetu. Tunafanya usafi sana katika bahari kupitia kwa collaboration na Safari Swimmer which I'm also a member. Tunafanya usafi pale baharini na pia tunapatia mwongozo mabaharia wetu na kando na hivyo ni hiyo michezo ambayo tunaandaa. So nilianzia pale Lamu kwa maana ni nyumbani na of course tumefanya a lot in Kilifi, Mombasa na pia na tumeenda Tanzania kwa maana pia napenda Tanzania na hata hizi mambo inao happen mimi naambia kwamba Samia ako sawa na mambo itakuwa sawa. Na Zanzibar ni kwa maana pia ni kama Lamu, yani it's just Lamu na Zanzibar ni the same, hazijaachana. Kwa hivyo ndio maana pia nikaendelea pale katika Zanzibar kwa maana niliona uhitaji pia katika swala nzima la wanawake na visudi pia, ndio maana nilienda kule.
Sawa, tuje hapa kwenye hiyo unaita Kenya Youth
Organization.
Follow up ya swali la Miriam. Sehemu kubwa ya vijana
ndio
ni 63% data
ndiyo
ya vijana ambao kwamba wako hapa nchini. Na swala la ajira ni changamoto kubwa sana hapa nchini. Serikali inapambana kutafutia vijana ajira na hata tunavyozungumza sasa hivi kuna mchakato ambao unaendelea Malindi, kaunti ya Kilifi ya kutafutia vijana 3500 gona kuweza kwenda nchi za nje kupata kazi. Kama hiyo taasisi yenu hiyo ni kitu gani ambacho kwamba mmekifanya cha tofauti tusione sehemu kubwa ya vijana wakienda kufanya kazi nje ya nchi wakati unasema mnajiandaa kuchukua baadhi ya nyadhifa za uongozi hapa nchini? Na kuna swala la kujisajili, kujisajili, kuandikisha kuwa wapiga kura. Lakini sehemu kubwa kama wanatoka nje ya nchi, huo uongozi nyinyi mtaupata vipi?
Asante, swali nzuri sana Barisa. Kwanza kabisa katika Kenya Youth Organization we are really pushing nimejiita AGPO ambassador kwa maana kitu moja ambao we are really pushing from the Kenya Youth Organization is that the government iongeze an increment from the normal AGPO rate yenye wanapea. Wajua wanawake na vijana tumepatiwa ngapi?
Sijui, ndio tuambie sasa.
Tumepatiwa ngapi?
Sijui mimi.
30%. Yeah? Yeah?
30%, yes, true.
Na wanawake ndio wengi zaidi, vijana ndio wengi zaidi. So tumekuwa tukiomba serikali kupitia kwa different medium ya kwamba waongeze from asilimia hiyo ifike 50. At least hii 50 itasaidia na pia wakubalisha kwamba vijana wanaweza apply ama wanaweza register kampuni. Unajua kuregister kampuni pia it's expensive, yeah? And getting there unakuta kwamba vijana wengine hata hawajui hata vile registration inafanya na pia hawajawahi register. Kwa sababu gani? Kuna charges zenye ziko hapo na huu ni kijana tayari anatafuta kazi ama hana kazi. Kwa maana inakuwa challenge. Kwa hivyo tumekuwa tukiomba serikali iongeze from 30% ifike 50%. Na pia hii tayari iko ya 30 pia. They religiously give the young people the chance, those tenders, those opportunity. Prioritize. Hii kama ni kweli wameiwekea 30% ya vijana na wapatie wale mwanaume. Kama ni hizo tender, na not just government, other corporate, other organization. Yeah? The radio station, corporate, hizo organizations zote, even churches. Let's prioritize giving the young people opportunity and spaces to explore. because young people are creative, innovative, and when given a chance they're going to do it. So we've been advocating for an increment in the agbo ya kwamba iongezewe, na pia they religiously give the young people those opportunity, and I believe wakipatiwa kijana mmoja akiwa na kampuni ataajiri zaidi ya vijana 20. Tutapunguza kwa sababu mambo na kuingia kwa ofisi siku hizi hayapo tena, na ni chache, nafasi ziko chache sana, na kwa ule weledi na pia creativity ambao vijana wako nayo sahihi, they need to create for them, they need to be innovating themselves, so they be given an opportunity and chances. And also niseme ya kwamba kumekuwa serikali iliweka an initiative inaitwa Nyota program, na Nyota program imekuwa for over now 2 months, lakini surprisingly
ndio
the young people still we were at the forefront requesting their people to register, just dialing, even with simu ya nini mulika mwizi una dial *54# ndio una follow procedure, unajiregister. As long as you have an ID 18 years to 30 years, you're going to get between 50,000 and 80,000. And you find that when I was posting, even after that, when the government juzi tu, I think PS Fikirini posted, and I say like they'll get between 50,000, and they were like, how do we register? And I was like, we've been posting, we've been saying about these things. So there's an ignorance in the young people that it is there, and we cannot say it's not. It is already there. So what we are doing as an organization is to requesting the young people to get out of their comfort zone. To request young people watch ignorance. However you are disappointed with this government, there are a lot of opportunities that are coming. And if you relax and if you continue being ignorant, you're going to miss on them, all of them.
Are you saying it's being ignorant or it's lack of awareness?
No, the information is there. And we all have 80%, 90% of the young people wako na simu hizi za mitandao, ambao anaweza access, anaweza jua dunia nzima iko vipi, lakini you find that they are not interested in going to the ministries and looking for what opportunities are there every day. Even some ministry juzi, hata last week, I think salary and remuneration, they were advertising opportunity, and I was like, don't we have young people who are already have masters and degrees that they can apply this? But people are already people are showing a lot of bitterness, which is okay, but for accountability, let's not put it as we overall, so our bitterness we transform. We are not going to get an opportunity as long as tunaendelea we are closing our eyes simply because its government has advertised. Government imesema itapeana vijana 50,000 ndio vijana waanze ni ajira ni mtaji ni mtaji wa 50,000. Kijana kama uko na biashara iongezee, kijana kama huna biashara na uko na idea uanze, but vijana wengi hawaja apply. Can you imagine the Nyota program, they had to extend with 2 weeks because there was less registration of people. What does that interpret?
Labda pengine wangetumia wale administrators waliokula nyanjani, lakini ni sawa kwa hayo. Pengine nikikuregesha wewe kama mwana mazingira, nimeona pia mko na program under the KYO ya Kenya Go Green Initiative, ambao mna mpango wa kupanda miti 1,000,000 kila county.
Yes.
Je, mikakati iliyopo ni gani? Kwa sababu serikali kuu imesema 15 billion, lakini nafikiria wao ni kama huamka tu akisema ni kesho watu wapande miti, ndio hivyo. Nyinyi nanyi mikakati ni hiyo, na iko kwa muda gani?
Kusema kweli mikakati ipo, na kwa sasa hivi tumepanda karibia miti 150 in different counties, and kila youth governor wa kila county, yeye ndiye youth ana lead katika hizi project ya Kenya Go Green. So we have Lamu Go Green, we have Meru Go Green, so they are leading this initiatives. But sasa changamoto ambayo tuko nao ni kwamba as an organization we don't have funds to run the program, so that has been a challenge. So hata hii karibia 200,000 ambayo tumepanda kwa ushirikiano wa mashirika pale mashinani. Kwa hivyo tumekuwa na changamoto ya kupata zile miti, kwa maana sisi katika upanzi wa ile 1 million trees tunafunza watoto shuleni, alafu tunapanda miti, kwa maana pia in everything you need a strategy, because at the end of the day tukienda kwa pori ama kwa inchi tu iko hivyo atiko kwa sababu iko open tunapanda, that is a waste of trees and it might not survive. So our target is on schools, in churches, in mosques. We plant in those. So we're still on the road, we're still doing it in different counties, and so far so good.
Mmejiwekea pengine muda mwafaka wa kwamba kufikia mwaka huu tuwe tumefikisha milioni kwa kila county, ama hii milioni pia ilikuwa ni nchi mzima?
Nchi mzima vipi?
Mnapanga ni the whole country muwe mmepanda 1 million ama ni each county?
Each county 1 million. So those are 47 million trees ambao tumetazamia within the 5 years tokwa tumemaliza.
Okay.
Ndio.
All right. We have been speaking to Waridi. Waridi, want to say thank you for making time today and for sharing what you are doing. You know what? It's a lot of work. She was Miss Tourism, started a foundation, and then now she's also the CEO of Kwetu Inn and currently the president of Kenya Youth Organization. Good project, good work that you're doing. Thank you for making time.
Thank you so much.
All right.